Mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah. 06361, 361, check. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah. Is this thing on? It is. Is that on? I think it probably is. Yeah, it's alright. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. How about this? Is this thing connected? It is. Okay, so chat is ready. Okay. Yay. Wow, amazing. I was looking for a setup for something that we can paint. Option 1, Rhea sitting on the bed, and then background is some kind of building in the distance. Mayhaps. Something like this, I guess. So just kind of merge the stuff together. Option number 2, just like a study for this photo, but then the tricky one, of course, part would be the thingy over here. So it would be not just the painting itself, right? Figuring out where the like what level of detail, how to put all the stuff in there with like enough hard edges and solid shapes. But also, what's the best way to set up for the reflection? Because it kind of is a bit of a trans. I suppose you just lower opacity, but the thing about like the thing here is that it's not quite flat lowering of opacity, just because the part that's more opaque is the part that's brighter. So they're not even. So it's not quite like that. But anyways, I'm just gonna go for quick sketches and take a quick look at how I feel about each one of these. Where's my pen? Today is just haul ass. Probably gonna repeat all of these things again if anyone actually watches the bots, but because there's no one here right now, and then we shall see. Yummy. Wow. Wah. Holding strawberries. Hello, George. Just eating in bed. Well, what does it look like to you? It's very small in the stream, I understand. I'm very curious. What does that look like? Oh. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. she's got balls. Nice. Okay, my gut feeling is telling me I need a different layer because I am probably gonna shift shit around. So it's probably best for me to draw them unshifted layers and see where we go, where we end up from here. Actually, this setup is this setup is probably best for like a back view because like it would be nice if like she's looking into the distance, you know, like, and then we're looking at the distance with her. But yesterday was 6-7 day. No, yesterday was 6-8 for me. So was yesterday 6-7? Wait, no, wait, what? What day is today? 6-9. Wait, today is 69. Wait, oh, are you in 6-10? Oh, I'm 69 right now. Right. Yummy. Sorry, what? Who said that? Who said that? Oh my god, you're a freak. Oh my god, who said that? That is like so inappropriate. I'm just gonna be lazy, dude. Holy shit. Honestly, like, yeah, like, honestly, be lazy when you can. Holy shit. Art is seriously way too much work for you to be doing everything to, like, that level of sort of requirements by hand. That's insane. That's just not how it's meant to be. So that means I'm pushing horizon a little bit higher. We don't see the horizon in this case, so I don't mind putting it right at her head. Otherwise, we get the exact same setup that Fiotech would say to try to avoid. That being said, though, is I don't think really... I don't really feel it, so I'm not 100% sure if I care about it as much. But, like, sometimes if it does get a little bit too obvious or, like, a bit too sort of weird looking at it, then I will not just do it randomly. But anyways, I want to draw her like a little bit more mature and more grown up. Ria is a bit well, I guess like the whole point of the journey is not to just kind of make the characters too lewd. Some of the ideas of beauty requires the character to be a little bit more mature, I think. So the bed probably ends around here, I'll say. Goes a bit more, so the spec probably. I'm trying to push this. Oh, but then the bed is kind of cutting her neck in half. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Wait. Did I lower this a bit? And I didn't draw any. Oh, okay, never mind. That's fine. Yeah, this feels a bit better. Right, yeah. That's kind of awkward. Yeah, I am. I was not feeling well, and then I started talking to myself, And then now here we are. Right now is a precarious state, I think. You know, I don't know, like it might should be relatable, I think. Like you stay in the zone, or once you get out of it, you're just gonna crash. So try to stay in it as long as we can here. Yum 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 yum. Good. Dang it, I don't have I'm not gonna care too much. I think part of like sort of growing up and getting better is actually understanding when to really draw the line and just be like, yeah, it's gonna look like shit. Like it's not gonna be necessarily the best, but it's okay. So I think that might be here. My issue here is that I need to imply that there's a layer of glass here. But I think like most people, if they look at like a pillar like this and then they see a bed, right, we're gonna have like more stuff that implies it's a bed. They're gonna just be like, yep, you know what? That's probably like a glass outside. Maybe we don't have a balcony. I don't really want the balcony on the outside just because the railing is gonna chop her in half again. But then without anything, I figured it might be weird. I'm not sure. Horizon didn't change, right? But Horizon in that one is kind of low now. It's a bit lower than that. It's like at this level. But it's definitely not at this perspective. So, okay, that's fine. I keep this. We just have to change the top of the buildings accordingly so that they fit the same perspective. That's fine. Not really a problem. Other than that, it's mostly just this. Okay, let me check. I know there is a series. These ones here. I feel like the room is just very oddly empty. Could be the case, I suppose. Hello, Uni. Oh, wait, there's a zoomed out view of the same room. Wait a second, what? Well, I mean, sure. Sure. Oh, I can put like a flower, like a vase. Wait, what? Where'd I go? They changed the flowers. Interesting. Do I want the balcony? I don't want the balcony. Also, I suppose I could make this a bit longer. wanted more shit, now we get more shit. I think that's probably fine, right? The value setup, this would be bright, and then this would be dark. Everything in the front will be a separate value group, and then we are gonna have our float hangers. This angle, we're pushing up. Pro is pushing up. Bed height is unknown. Guess we can match. So then if I'm pushing horizon here, it's kind of aggressive. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out. Yes, thank you, Uni. It's like I don't know if the mic even captures this or not, but let's see. Crazy setup. Oh, okay, let me see. Our inspiration. Nope. Over here. Whoa, okay, I misclicked. What did I misclick? Control B. Character design exercises that they do, also sharing for the crazy setup. Alright, let's see if they have anything pinned first. Repost it. Study. I guess nothing. What am I looking at? Okay, so I was just trying to figure out what I'm looking at. I guess she's just sitting on like a thing. 304. Wow, holy shit. Open canvas. Oh. Do they have a... Wait. I'm blind. Everything is a skill issue. 200k subscribers. Hello. He got this far with just the live streams. Did they make any videos? Holy shit. Hello, the virus. What? How many lives did they have, dude? It doesn't show me. 8 years ago. Oh, okay, yes. If I just continue for another seven years, I'm sure I can. Oh, it's right here. 409 videos. So just like 400 streams. Hey, guess who's close to 400 streams? And not having a fraction of this progress. It's kind of funny. Holy shit. This is just a skill issue. The whole thing is just like, hey, skill issue. Oh, wow, okay. 2 brushes and no transform. No transform, okay. It's probably like a what? Hard edge brush, soft edge brush. Kind of like a blending brush perhaps, and then just everything else is a... Yeah, like this. Wait. Something that traditional artists would be used to, I suppose, or at least like painter type artists. Because I'd be so annoyed that I have to like erase out the hair. Like, yeah, like you leave all these gaps, and then you have to that's only this way, right? This is the only way you can get it clean, and then you have to repaint it. But I suppose it forces you to be constantly practicing and then challenging the ideas almost, perhaps. Like, hey, do you really want hair here? Yeah, if you do, you gotta put it back, sir. So, are you sure you want this darker background now? Because you have to redo the hair. Heart round by watercolor, but he only used a heart round. Only layer multiply add and one other one. Let's see. Yeah, look at the. Oh wait, hang on, I can't do that. But the two bars right here. That's it. Pen. Sorry, yeah, like a pen, and then like a pen is in like move around the canvas pen, the camera pen. Color dropper, is that a line tool? And then like 2 sets of some kind of a square selection or like block in kind of tool. Polygon. I don't know what the next two are. Huh. This is like what? Like 30 minutes in, he's over here. Or they're over here. Like this already. Everything just goes in and it's just kind of most basically is correct. It's like no need to rotate canvas up. But they never use either. Wow. Physically rotates tablet. Now that's 30-minute sketches, man. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, good. I kind of... Wait, hang on. Do they speak at all? Like, how did they get like 200,000 subscribers without speaking and just like pure painting? Like, this is kind of insane. Like, even if you're actually like a god, wouldn't people just follow the Twitter and not actually follow your YouTube? But yeah, I guess it's like... Yeah, 250k on Twitter, right? But like... how many YouTube subscribers does Mogoon have? Like, does he have a channel? Maybe he doesn't have one, but yeah, because you really don't get like this number of YouTube subscribers unless you're doing YouTube, you know, like you actually have to make videos and this and that. I think this guy is just like posting. It's probably not related. How many days in is Mogoon now? Anyways, but yeah, what is this? Just paint forehead? This is just paint. The line over there, some kind of... The eyes get rendered really early though. I'm kind of surprised actually. But I guess the face is basically done and like there's no hair, not much hair going over it. Depends on how they treat the parts that's... Some lines get cleaned up. Right, so there is a stage of the process where it's just like a giant block of color rather than having the lines peek through. The lines that are only in the right spots where you get to peek through and then you kind of paint over it. It really is just nothing to this. Understand what you want already and then just paint. Right, yeah, just having the colors that you want. Oh, YouTube's angry at me for doing this. What? It's like some minor adjustment around the eyes, right? I guess you just have to avoid Yeah, this is a... Sorry, I should have made it bigger earlier, but... There's like literally nothing here to... This is really is just like... Like they can just paint. There are a lot of dudes though, like a lot of hot dudes. Is that female artist? I'm assuming this is like a OC, or it could be like a fan art. Is this? No, this is not who I think it is. Mr. Wonderland, right? So that means like all of the effects that I see here is done purely with that one, you know, just a round brush with opacity settings, right? It might be a good point of reference actually, because we have like super hardcore purists like this showing us like that this is possible, or like this is kind of what it feels like if you just paint it directly, like some of the effects. It might serve as a good point of reference when I do look at other artists who may not show their process, and then if it feels about the same, you know, maybe they use tools, maybe they use filters, maybe they use some other technique, but just knowing that it is possible, I guess it's good to know, I suppose. It really is just understand like the colors well enough so that you know how to pick it and have it be harmonious while being vibrant and colorful at the same time. Skill issue, of course. But yes, thank you, Uni. Haven't I seen their character design stuff before? But like, I guess quite a few of the... Are they Korean? They are Korean, right? I think I saw Korean characters, but quite a few Korean artists might be doing that. I mean, like also like non-Korean artists, but I remember seeing like a Korean artist before doing a lot of those character design stuff. Yeah, like with that same gray background. But I guess it's probably just doing the same thing everyone. Right. Oh, wow. Throwback. I think I watched Reborn like almost 10 years ago or something. There's no way it was a... When did I watch Reborn, actually? Oh, shit. Anyways. My roses are red, violets are blue. There'll always be an Asian better than you. Yeah, good. Yeah, maybe. Like, I feel like old YouTube algorithm. Wait, how many views do they have? I don't even feel like they have that many views either. Is the thing on the streams. Some of these are only 7K, 11K. if you're close to 200k, I don't know. It's kind of insane to me that this is possible. Because I thought YouTube doesn't really favor streams. Horizons. Maybe lower. No, wait, that's not how it works, right? Horizon isn't here. Horizon is in the distance. But yeah, anyways, this is this is strictly objectively better than me, like in all accounts, by all accounts, right? Like there's like zero room for debate, and by a long shot. That's kind of insane. To be fair though, right? They don't have. I haven't really seen anything with backgrounds, have I? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? Why did I open that? Wait, what? Why is it opening this? I don't know why I opened up the chat thing when I do Control Shift T. It's like a very, very old tab. Yeah, I don't know if they have like a more comprehensive view of everything they have ever drawn, because like I don't see any background kind of thing, you know, like with a lot of grass or like foliage or like a lot of 10,000 windows with like different materials like rust and stuff that people tend to use texture brushes for. So it's kind of hard to know if how they would deal with that. Like these things you can kind of draw in, right? But like I don't think it'd be putting like 10,000 dots. Probably not enough for like stuff like rust. It's all character art. And this is the limit of Twitter. Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing if they've ever done anything like that, just to see what they've done. I'm sure they could have painted like leaves and stuff. Oh yeah, I guess you could just paint everything though. They probably would have the skills to do so anyways. But yeah, huh. They do have a lot of materials and like all these character design, but I think for the most part it's the form that kind of is interesting, not necessarily the texture. Somehow. Right, because there's like, for example, there's like no noise on this part of the metal, like on over here, I imagine. Other than what is here because of the JPEG compression. Or whatever this is, but oh my god. It doesn't have open a new tab. It doesn't have copy either. Does it have copy? I do have copy, never mind. Yeah, because the original will have all these dimples and stuff that I imagine they cannot emulate, that they don't bother. Or you don't want to? Right. Different requirements, I guess. Mwah. Mwah. Question mark? What is here? Okay, just keep pushing buildings down. Oh yeah, it could be rooftops of other buildings in the foreground, perhaps. Then we have a mid-ground. Kind of. All right. This is gonna be like this. I'm also trying to get things done faster, I think. Anyways, a lot of conflicting stuff pushing around. I feel like I'm just getting as the usual, right? Do things fast, feel like it's bad. Try to do things slow, but I feel like it's too tedious. And then you just keep going back and forth. Never finding like a good spot. Well, eventually I'm sure we'll find something. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? I guess I'd go with it. My initial concerns with this idea was that it might be too empty, the scene. But then I'm just gonna bring in like plants and flowers and like t-shirts and stuff from here, so I think we'd be fine. The main point is to kind of have the background, so like this character silhouetting against the background here. So the front is gonna be super dark. Ideally the values would be super low, these regions. What else is in the foreground? What is this thing? Oh, there's a building. Like that. Oh, we are open. It's a little bit weird, but I guess it's fine. The original is kind of the same. Do I want to cap the sky here? Wait a second. If I put this bar here, it implies that the seating is pretty, because like windows tend to be like this, right? Like there's a bar closer to the top, maybe closer to the bottom, maybe not, but then maybe it would have been like this, right? And then the ceiling is already here. Looks like this might be a bit low, because I'm saying the cloth hanging thing is like this high. Does that make sense? I feel like the ceiling would probably be a bit higher in buildings like these. Maybe I can remove that bar there. I don't think it'd be necessary. I added this because I thought maybe... Let me get rid of the ceiling first. I thought that maybe it's actually, let's get rid of this too. Needed so that people know that it's like, you know, a glass wall. Yeah, glass wall? Glass? Maybe it's not necessary. What if it was this, like... They're all fine, I suppose. And then the lighting kind of makes sense. So I need the sun to hit the buildings on this side, which means that the sun is not coming in the window, right? It's only reflected ambient light, which I'm just gonna artistically push the values down. And then the foreground, we just have some still light from the open area here. Quite a bit bright. And this part is a bit darker. Over here specifically, perhaps. But it wouldn't even have that much contrast, I don't think. Oh, right, my new computer doesn't have that, right? I'm gonna keep a copy of this. Push down. Now bring back this. What difference does it make? We don't have to make this choice now either, but... Okay, I need to plan character. 1, 2... Picture that. That's fine, let's leave it. Okay, let me think. We have 2 things on the thing. Darky River, let's start a system up. Uh, 3001. Proportion by compact square. Shit, which one was it? I think it was is a score, right? Wasn't that a score? Right, okay. Well, actually not quite. I'm just gonna pull it actually. I need a button to auto copy. Oh yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Run bypass without the other one. I'm trying to age Ria up a little bit in this one, so portions are mostly gonna be these two over here. Trying to see if I have any more. This is not better than what we have. That's fine. With proportions wise. Oh my god. No. Mayhaps. Yeah, maybe in between and baseline is not. I'm sure we can make do with this. But what angle though? What am I doing here? Let's do some tests. Oh, it's up here. Oops. Oh, I see it. Nothing mentioned. Yeah, we're not gonna pass along. No, okay. Yes, the virus. How am I? Well, like health wise, it's arguable, I think. Like the fact that I can do this right now, you know, and we are moving along quite what was the word, smoothly today, is a good sign, of course, right? But it never feels like that when I wake up from my nap like half an hour before the stream starts. It never feels like it when I'm AM in the morning and I can't really get up because I just can't keep my eyes open no matter what I do. It doesn't feel like that when I kind of just crap myself every day because I don't know, like my digestive system doesn't seem to behave and my rest isn't very good. I remember in the past, I thought it was kind of weird that people could get all sorts of sort of like colon cancer or like kidney stones and this and that. It's like, you know, like don't hold your pee, you know, like they're saying like, hey, if you hold your pee for too often or like don't walk for too much or something, you know, just do that, right? But like now I kind of get it. Yeah, sometimes you're just too tired to bother with some of these things that you should be doing. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of things are probably that I'm doing right now probably isn't very good for the long term. I know, right? Like, you know, as dudes, it's a bit easier. You know, you have you know, 2 balls. You can massage your pee a little bit more, so less chance of getting like kidney stones. Of course, you know, more capacity, right? That's how it works. You know, maybe someone should invent like a way to swap your balls out, so you don't have to go to the washroom. You just store your pee in the balls and then just swap them out. You know, that's great, efficient. Changing a routine could help. Yes, Silver, that would help a lot. So there's multiple sort of conflicts, like forces pushing on this, right? So obviously, if you want to be healthier, if I want to be healthier, I should rest more, right? Rest more, like in a better sort of timing, instead of whatever it is I have now, where I kind of have to maybe skip dinner sometimes, maybe not skip dinner sometimes, right? We could try to change the stream's timing around to make that happen. That is an option, of course. Always an option. And now as things stabilize a little bit more, it might be more of an option. But the question is still like, when should I do it? Because like this time is actually the best time, right? But regardless, like so I think really like the only way I can really make things more healthy for me is to do less streams. But I don't want to accept less streams at this point, because then the other part of the equation comes in, which is the mental health aspect of it. If I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to go more than just like some kind of default state, I feel like it's not enough work. And when that kicks in, it becomes a little bit scarier, because it becomes harder to control my mental state. It's a bit more anxiety driven. There's a lot of other negative emotions coming into play, and then you can't rest, and then that's also another big problem. That being said, it's not like I'm resting very well right now, but at the very least, I don't have the same problems I used to have. You know, when I get off stream, you know, when you turn off your computer, when you lay on your bed with all the lights turned off, you know, the demons are a little bit quieter with the streams going on like this. So it's not like this is like just a push myself for no reason kind of thing. This is also, as absurd as it sounds, you know, like the hectic schedule is kind of what keeps other parts of myself healthy. So it's a bit harder than just like, oh, just change it, you know, just do this, just do that. But otherwise, I mean, like we're managing for now, and I'm hoping to sort of it's hard to say. I feel like, you know, if we can get the Hong Kong series out, at least I have something ground to stand on, to feel like I've done something that I can be proud of. But who knows? I honestly, I get the feeling that I'll probably never be satisfied. I'm getting tossed around here. Yeah, I don't know. That's an inherent problem with the way that I'm doing things now. Right? I'm justifying like sort of burning a little bit more like this, with the mental health reason, for one, but also for two, I am quote unquote monitoring, right? But then the only thing I can monitor is when things happen already. I can be like, oh shit, you know, I'm getting this weird issue where I am tasting stuff on my tongue, even though there's no reason for me to be tasting anything, and have ruled out every other possibility, right? It's not the food that I eat, it's not the toothpaste, it's not mouthwash, it's nothing on my tongue. I did tongue scraper, I did nasal wash, so it's not post-nasal drip. I drink lots of water, it's not that I'm dehydrated. I kind of ruled everything out. I don't know if I mentioned this on stream, but I had a problem where I was just a few months ago, actually. I'm still having a bit of it now, where I'm just tasting random shit on my tongue for no reason. And after ruling everything out, it feels like it might be a mental thing. But you know, like I can only react to when stuff happens. So that's not really very good. But anyways, yeah, like if I can get the Hong Kong stuff done, it's at least more sort of argument for me to kind of chill a little bit more. And we try to take it in a more sort of healthier way. Yeah. It's yeah, I can, like, if it's a heart issue, I can still kind of feel a little bit of it right now. Like it does, like, there's a weird pump once in a while, but it's gotten a lot better. So it's just, I don't know. We're in a race, basically. That's what it is. No, this is all trying to feed into the same Hong Kong idea. So essentially, the Hong Kong thing needs a couple things to continue. You need the thumbnailing, right? The stories that you want to present, how to present the characters. That's the idea part. Then, in terms of the actual technical skills part, there's the part of the character design, getting all the proportions right between all the characters, figuring out exactly what size and what height and this and that. And also the rendering. So the rendering is hard because I think after like 374 streams now, like it's really hard to just be like objectively like looking in and then be like, hey, this is what we're gonna do, because I can never accept that, I find. So the only other way then, therefore, the only way that would actually work is for me to just draw a lot and have the thing come out naturally. Kind of like how we are drawing. Like, I used to worry a lot about lines. Nowadays, I don't care anymore. And it's not necessarily that I'm super satisfied with this or something. But it's gotten to the point where I'm so familiar with the flow and like the feeling that it just feels right? So we kind of want to do the same with rendering. So coming back to this thing, we're basically trying to just paint more. And we're switching between doing original things or something that requires a bit of my input, or maybe mixing some references together like this from photo, versus doing studies of other people's stuff. So we get to see both sides constantly. We're seeing stylizations that people have done, whether if it's colors, shapes, or like textures, and then we're coming in ourselves and trying to paint something in like whatever that's the most natural state for myself. In this case, I intend to lay everything out and then just like start using a hard edge brush and just like find forms within. And hopefully, through this process, I can find something that I'm satisfied with, and then that's the style that we're gonna go with the Hong Kong thing. So we're all I'm trying to work towards the same thing. I have started way too many things, right? Like, we have like 2 animations waiting on me. I have like a live 2D thing I want to do, the PNG tuber thing I want to do. We have is it 2 animations? Yeah, 2, right? There's one of like VS legs dangling, and then the one with Faye's Valentine thing. And then there's that one other Faye thing which had like too many damn props. Way too many damn props. What else is there? It's like a whole bunch of open stuff, but I'm not gonna open any more things. Oh yeah, but speaking of opening more things, I was talking to like an old artist. Not an old artist, but like an artist who I got a commission from, like a stuffed animal commission, like a plushie commission in the past. And I think she's up for making one of Ria. So I'm also in the works for that. Maybe like a sort of like a semi kind of furry. I think from you guys' perspective, it's like basically furry kind of vibe. But it's just the usual proportion, but with just the skin color being brown. Like the wolf kind of brown with like a pattern on the body. We got that in the works. What else in the works? I don't know what else is in the works. I feel like there's more stuff in the works. Oh no, I think it's just my work. Never mind. A lot of stuff happening at work. Where's my... Oh, sorry. I'm looking for a thing that's on my canvas. I'm not gonna worry too much about proportion. I'm sure I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff wrong here, but... Oh my god. The leg kind of goes a bit more to the side, I guess. What are we talking about again? Oh, right. Health. Anyways. That's okay, I think. I think it's alright. I'm monitoring not just like really bad stuff happening, but also just in general, like checking for appetite, checking for mostly appetite, I think. That's like some of like the more scary stuff, like is when you start feeling like you don't want to eat anymore and you start feeling like constantly fatigued even though you didn't sleep. I constantly feel really tired, but it's because I know I haven't slept enough. So that's kind of okay. But maybe that's not okay, but yeah, I am still kind of trying to stay in control for that. So we're not going like full on burn everything and then drop dead after we're done kind of setup. No, we're not doing that. But yes, thanks for asking, the virus. Also, I just saw your comment about hentai virus. I don't know what that means. What does hentai virus mean? Oh my god. I'm not looking forward to the World Cup. This is a very side tangent, but my commute is going to be such a pain, I think, when the World Cup happens. Which is not long from now. Literally next week, I think. Or this week. Wait, is it this week? It's this week. Hanta. Oh, I see. Oh man, yeah, like when... shit, I'm gonna have to start wearing masks. You're gonna get like a huge influx of people from all around the world. I'm sure there's gonna be quite a few viruses and colds and stuff like that's gonna be everywhere. Can I get sneaky and not draw the feed? Yeah, I'm just gonna put everything under the blanket, okay. Hang on a second. What happened to her other feet? It's underneath the leg, isn't it? Reinventing COVID every 3 months, wow. Hogwarts. Amazing. Wow. Technology indeed. My dudes. Technology. I still haven't figured out how the pelvis is supposed to be when you're sitting. Is it pointing down or not? I don't want to get too stuck on anatomy, but we do kind of need something that works. Oh no, wait, hang on, it's gonna get covered by clothing. What am I talking about? Who cares? I need this leg though. Where's this leg? It would have to do. I'm sure like the rendering, once the rendering comes in with all the other things, it's not going to be as tight anyways. But it's just like this a bit of a sizing problem. Arm. Do I have space for him? We're gonna have to make space, I think that's fine. Even if we bump her up to 1.8. How long is this wolf? Holy shit, this wolf is like 1.6 meters, 1.7, 1.6, almost 1.6 long, right? Maybe a bit shorter, 1.4, 5 long. In this case, the wolf is lying down on her lap. That would make it. I'll take out how much of the bed? I'm just gonna bump. Oh, I can just look at the head now. Okay, the head is stupid big. Oh, what? I can just be lazy. I can just put the nose outside. Everything else is under the blanket. Well, I do have to plan it. Never mind. Too small, maybe a little bit bigger. 8% bigger. It's alright. 1 hour in. 1 hour. Back. Alright, time for me to not get kidney stones. I'm gonna be right back. No, George. I'm here to not get. I went ahead and averted a crisis. Yes. Indeed. Crisis averted. Of course. That is something that does concern me at this point. Like, I always feel very thirsty. But I don't... But I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm not really sure. I don't think that's a good sign. But I keep forgetting to Google why. If it's gonna be a big problem or not. Yeah, actually now that it reminds me. It's just that all the outside food that I've been eating is all very salty. Just make the forms a little bit smoother, I think. I don't know how accurate. Right, no, I said that I don't care about the accuracy too much. I mean, just need to get something that looks fine. This is going under the blanket, so we're okay with that. I do have to check the... So this is the top. Is it the top? No. The top would be kind of going this way, right? So you're pushing the leg out this way. This way. This one would be going this way. This one will be spawning here and then it's going out the other way because the leg is also coming in to be underneath the other one. This would be a little bit lower because it's coming from underneath the butt here. It's hard not to worry about anatomy. It feels like it's so important, which it is, but once everything else come in, the importance diminishes a little bit. Alright, Uni. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you. It's just a bunch of compression folds, right? I hate compression folds. I don't see it yet. We're waiting on that. Okay, here. Give the bumps for the ears, maybe, if possible. Could even just be this, right? Like just the nose and the paw comes out, and then mayhaps this way. This one point right here. How do you do this? You have to show it to renders somehow? Is it the same thing for... Yeah, it probably is. Oh. Come on, I forgot to change my volume settings on my Windows. So it was sending out through my speakers. Like everything else goes through my speakers, but for some reason Firefox has a separate setting. Well, not for some reason. I'm the one who did it. But Firefox always comes through headset, so I didn't realize. Anyways, not really a problem. So interesting that I didn't see it. I need to find a reference for this. What? That doesn't look right. Support and care for what? This looks really sus. Pinterest just having like bondage gear advertising here, right here. Support and care, of course. Oh, I think this might be more relevant. Do something like this. Oh, hey, duvet is here too. Looking to buy a duvet? Wow, okay. Thank God for this reference. Holy shit. Sorry, where's the arm? Yeah, it'll be here, right? Into some position here. Okay. Leave some room for the hair, of course. Arm is outside, so shoulders are outside. The original had the hand here. I want the hand here. So the blanket comes underneath. comes from pillow. Unrelated to everything else. Around the nose, around the paws. Goes to the side. Subsequence would be also unrelated. No, we can have a bit more. Looks so small. It looks so small. This would probably be fine, I think that's okay. And the pillow will be here. Is there a... Nope. Oh. It's a bit this is a bit extreme, but I was hoping that the pillow would have a bit of an indentation in it to show that it was I mean, a good pillow is not supposed to, but I feel like the fabric should have a pattern, right? My pillow is a bit too crappy for that to work, I think. It's just too flat. So I can't even do it for myself. These ones are a little bit in what the... What kind of what? What is this? Yeah, maybe it's just a rendering thing, honestly. Maybe you don't even get any flows to draw. But I feel like I want some. So either this. Let's just grab both. Let's just take a look. Hello? There you go. Is this actually marble? Holy. Ilu fight. Man, how do you... None of the foes are like that intense that requires a line. It just needs to be painted. Okay, let me draw the sides first. Maybe we can do it. What would be on here though? No, but there wouldn't. No, there's nothing on there. Yes, but it's just a rendering thing. Let's just forget about it. Wasting too much time on this, anyways. We have more problems to deal with. Let's see. These two should be down. Not needed. However, I do need this. See, is this right? They're about right. Oh, but the bed is higher. Oh, I see. She has more of a silhouette. So we fit character and then shift everything else accordingly. Perspective feels a little bit weird. Right. I feel like if I keep her the way she is, it would never be pretty. It would just be more like a daughter kind of cute kind of vibe. I want to bump her age a little bit higher. Getting too stuck on anatomy again. I should just get a model at this point. I'm gonna hold sequence right now. Hold this. The other concern. The other thing I wasn't sure about is what if the head should be tilted this way or the other way. Where am I on right now? Here, right? Everything recalibrated a little bit. Light change should do it. It's not good. The original vision is a little bit collapsing. It's collapsing a little bit. The collapse has begun. Failing. What? Oh, it's got a lot of junk on it. Okay. So does this thing. I should have started with the sketch that I did because I think it's messing up some of my like the sketch that I did here. I feel like we're viewing at an even higher angle compared to this, because this the face is a horizon, whereas this one the face doesn't feel like it's a horizon to me. It's like kind of like a top-down view almost, like you can see a bit of the top of the head kind of vibe. Same for all the other like body and stuff. Kind of because this felt like we are looking from, well, we are kind of higher, I think, in this reference. The camera's viewpoint is higher than the person. Which is the same as this. I guess we just kind of overdid it. Might have overdone it. Anyways, I'm gonna just ignore this for now. I will have to fix it though. I don't think I can proceed without fixing this. But there are still other things to sort out, so I'm gonna just... but at this stage, I think... Yeah... Gut feel is already saying I need the grid in here, because otherwise, just like what happened with the character, there's a chance that the rest of the stuff gets set up wrong. I need the horizon in here now. Right. Cloth hanger would be, let's say it's a bit further out. Be a bit lower, like here, be a bit farther to the bottom. This is where the loop is. I could use towels or something, I don't know. We don't have to draw t-shirts if I don't want to. I'm just gonna do it though, since we do have it here. It's kind of over. Flowers. What flowers should I use? Something easy to draw for sure. The tulips. These are roses, I think. These are tulips? I don't know what the difference is. Glass jar. We could have like one glass jar, I suppose. It would basically, when we paint it, especially with this sort of form on the vase, the base, will probably just be a bunch of like vertical lines with like different light sources, I guess, like with different scene things in the background to emulate the sort of refraction that's happening. That should be enough. Same level as the bed. I suppose it's not too awkward. Right, no, this doesn't fit in that scene. Sorry, it took me a while to understand what you were saying there. This doesn't fit because we're not you know, we don't only have like one colors. Like that world specifically only has the orange sort of color. That everything's on fire kind of color. Is it kind of... Wait, hang on. How ridiculously big is this? Wait, hang on. The scaling is hard. Dang, dude. That thing is huge right now. The flowers are huge. Very big. Yes, yes. The mouth. Yeah, there's a lot of ideas that I think I throw out and then we just never see it again, right? Yeah, I guess if I do have like a shit ton of money, that would be what's gonna happen. We're going to be generating ideas, and every time I get an idea, I'll just do what my my boss's boss did to me. It's just like dumped this thing. It's like, oh, go take a look. See what you can make of it. surely that'd be like really rich artists, right? And then they would just maybe, but maybe they would just pay people to make stuff that they want to see or something. I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about. Because there's only one of them, so no matter how rich they are, they still can only do one set of things. That looks like crap. It's not very balanced. Did I try this hard to draw? Should I just cheat? What is the concern here? Horizon sequence. I think this can be pretty good. I think once we can get the anatomy and stuff in the correct perspective. Yeah, the body itself is kind of not right. Feels like it's not in the right perspective. It's got like good themes, I think. You know, like it's got like a lady dressed lightly on the bed. So we've got soft materials all over: bed sheets, blankets, pillows. Got a big wolf. Although I guess he's kind of invisible this time. And then we've got nice scene. It should be pretty dynamic lighting because the foreground want to make it pretty dark. We've got tiny shades of all the buildings. We've got different materials like glass for the vase and then the windows. I guess the windows doesn't really matter this time. Now it's got a good mix of everything. Of materials, of themes, of... Well, maybe not of themes. Themes should be more... Well, I mean, like, it depends on how far brown you break it down. But yeah. We've got landscape, we've got character, we've got a doggo in here too. Right. Oh, right. And above all else, I have a reference for the blanket. That is huge, because that is pretty much the biggest problem in this one. Is that all the clothing foes would not line up with what we want to do. So if we have something that actually helps us with that, that is huge. The rest is execution. We should be hopefully capable of doing that. Background. Yeah, what do I do now? I need to plot out the buildings or no? Right? Because all I need to do is paint later. The main problem is just anatomy. Anatomy. Yes. Like that, of course. And then anatomy it is then. Only thing else that I might throw in. I kind of wanted to put the shelf in as well. I wonder if it's better to have a shelf here instead of a... Oh, maybe a shelf is better than a table, actually. I kind of like the shelf more. Oh, I have like a differently sized shelf. It'll be a little bit bigger. Because this table... So, because we have this thing here, and it doesn't feel very balanced on the other side when it's like completely open like that. Because for some... Like, it's like there's this off-centered pool. I feel like. Something is pulling me out this way. I'm gonna just... lock us into like some kind of a shelf situation here, perhaps. And it might have like yeah, exactly like these guys where there's like the... It's not like a flat surface. You have these gaps in the planks. Probably pretty good. I like those. be a bit higher. Right, let's not worry about the spacing because I feel like there isn't a lot of space between. So is this, you know, bed right against the glass? Actually, now I'm thinking about, can it be? I guess it could be. Should it be? Well, what's the concern here? Like, if she can get off the bed, right? But it's not like we were defining all the edges to be blocked, so that would be fine. Oh, right, this thing here. Right. Okay. So I'm looking at this one. This has potted plants, right? Potted plants means dirt. Dirt means insects. And insects means you don't want that to be... Actually, yeah, theirs is on the balcony. It's not even in the house. That makes sense. So I want to keep the... Like, the plants, if we're gonna have any, it's going to be... Whatever, like these ones. I don't really like flowers like these. I feel like it's kind of... It's kind of sadistic because, like, the flowers are dying like this. It's like... But I guess the flowers are always gonna wilt anyways. And it just feels a little bit weird, like you're cutting the flowers, like beheading the flowers, and then putting it in a pot. Putting in like a glass jar of water. At least take the entire plant, you know, like it's kind of how I feel about it. But let's not overthink this. Right, and then that should be fine. Just to go that way. Go that way and do whatever. You can have more stuff here if you want. Buildings we just figure out when we paint. Anatomy, sequence, everything else is fine. 1 or 2 more pillows might be nice. Dang, can you imagine if we render this tightly? It is possible this time, just because we actually have references. Dang, kind of insane. I would like 1 or 2 more pillows. I never quite thought about where the camera is, actually. What was this? Oh, right. Yeah, this head direction feels more natural. This one feels very oddly angled. Yeah, perspective is this a horizon right here, and it feels like it's... But you can still tilt your head though. I guess it's the shoulders that's the problem. This were lower, or this were higher. Really, the head cannot be a problem. Anyways, we're gonna redo the body anyways. Alright, pillow and the anatomy. Can you get a pillow this big? How big is a pillow actually, now that I think about it? Here comes the numbers. Feels a little bit big now. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. And I can get a bit more space to put in more. Wait, that didn't change anything. Did it change anything? It did. Okay, just a bit over here. Facing this way, anything facing this way. Aren't the other ones all facing this way? Indeed that they are. Maybe not having it makes more sense. At least not in that perspective that I drew it. What is this here? Oh, maybe that's why it's not appearing right. 我希望我在 looking at. Right. Anyways, probably trying too hard for that. And then the anatomy, I should just copy what we see here, honestly. There's also no reason for it to be looking at us, I think. What is the difference? But eye contact is a communication too. I know that probably lower. This target is higher than this, so oh, it's not happy. Okay. Apparently not safe for work. More not safe for work than I thought, but guess I cannot show this. Yum yum. I'm good. Let's send the link here. I just want to see the shoulder width. What line are you talking about, George? I wonder. First. Copy. The line art. Ah, right. So this shoulder over here, I'm not trying to get exactly the same, but it's kind of weird. It's like this switch in my head that I can kind of toggle around. Because we're so used to seeing one proportion and it looks right. But if you try to look at someone else's stuff and set that as the correct proportion, you come back and then it feels different all of a sudden. You can kind of really just kind of calibrate. Okay, let me just redo this. This angle seems about right. Let's see. The face is a little bit smaller. The butt's a little bit more, like a little bit cuter. It tends to be. Oh my god, speaking like Yoda or something. Holy crap. Oh wait, I have the original, right? So it's not a problem. Okay, I'll leave it like this. Pushing forward. It should naturally feel a little bit further away. This shoulder is kind of pointy arms. Bigger hands. Still needs to be thicker. I just realized I haven't saved the file in the past 2.5 hours. There we go. As always, we can recover from the stream, which is the great thing about the stream. What was I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for my own reference again. Yeah, that's the wolf. Torso is this, photo is this, this is target. Target length. From where though? Feels like the legs are kind of short. Also looks kind of long. I guess there is perspective here. Probably isn't going to be exactly what I usually measure it to be. That's coin. Alright. Okay. This. Okay. So she can either look at the wolf or we can have her look at us. Either one is fine, it's just better if we want to involve the viewer, I suppose. This should work a little bit better in this perspective because it is kind of around the same setup. And this should it should suffice. It should suffice. I sure don't want to spend too much time on this. I mean on the anatomy. It needs to be good, but it doesn't have to be crazy good. Is this the right? It's fine, I think. Probably it's like the middle of the arm. Like the middle of the arm is like here-ish. Shoulders are like there. Yeah, so like should be somewhere here. So avoid getting flagged, but I do kind of need to know where the nipples are. Doesn't feel like it's aligning probably. feels like it's kind of low, but like what? Isn't that where it is? Is that where it is? As if you're not used to the proportion, it just feels like it's wrong. It doesn't... I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it, or I'm actually just wrong. It feels like it should be here. Like, logically, it feels like it should be here. But vibe-wise, it feels like it's a little low. Wait for distillation, perhaps. This is more the strict what we want. There's a rendering skill check over here, I think. I need to make it show like it's flipped. So if the years are usually like this, I need to make it so that it looks like it's kind of like that. Probably a bit higher like that. So it's like bent back. Oh, my stupid PNG tuber is blocking us. Ooga. That's 12 It took us 2.5 hours to get here, even though everything pretty much moved as quickly as it possibly could be. Sorry. Probably having a rephrase. It's not as fast as it could be, I suppose, but it is as fast as I can manage at this point. And it felt really smooth. So it's like, I don't know, top like 20%. Possibly even higher, top 10% kind of efficiency already. Tomorrow will be the layout. Right, okay, right. So now that most of the pieces are in, quote unquote, in place. Yeah, that is a, yes, George, it is just unfathomable amount of effort required, I think. It's like, it never ceases to amaze me. Holy shit, the amount of work needed for art. You really need like 10,000 hours to be like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna come in, I'm just gonna draw this thing today, and then chop, like do what Mogun does. That's kind of insane. One day, mayhaps. She got all her parts covered. Actually, she could be naked. You could actually do naked Rhea here. It doesn't hurt anything. I've got her long hair. She's got the 2 long hair that can come down perfectly. Her hands covering the crotch. And then above all else, the value contrast. We'll be pushing them very low here. It is possible. I don't know if it adds to the thing or not. But I'm sure it'd be nice to feel the big fluffy wolf against your skin directly. But regardless, I think I need to figure out the line art. What is gonna happen with the line art? What do I want to do? Do I want to do this? I think this has more, right? Let me see. Set. I definitely want clean edges. 100% we want clean edges. And I think just doing... Ooh, I don't know. Just doing colors may or may not be enough. I feel like so far, what I've tried and seen feels like it hasn't been enough. Wasn't there something here or what? Actually, it doesn't really matter. I keep saying one thing and then saying another thing. I just feel like all we want to do is see the edges, right? That's what it means. That's what I want. If you have 2 colors side by side and they have enough contrast, you can see the edges clear enough. Otherwise, you put in a line to make the edges even more emphasized and clear. Right? There's no need to overthink it. But at the same time, it also feels... Yeah, I need to take a step back. I need to reset real quick. I really like the color. Like this. I think it's because like the white fabric and the snow is also blue. I really like how blue it looks. But the yellow and green parts and orange parts also kind of like the hair especially, I think is a little weird. It feels like it's so oddly yellow despite how blue everything surrounds it is, and I feel like under this kind of blue light it should be a little bit more desaturated. But yet it isn't. But yeah, it works. Right, it pops the head out so much. Much poggers. Nice lines though. Background doesn't really have lines. Background is not even tight, right? Like this. I do want the background to be tight this time though. I do want everything to come slap you in the face. So everything in the front, tight, neat, and then I want the edges, the folds of the bed sheets, especially the bed sheets and the pillows. I want them to be crisp and very controlled, which I have confidence that we can try to like achieve because we do have this as reference, even though the lighting is different. Yeah, I mean, so I think, okay, so there's multiple problems to this. Usually it's because I don't have an idea of what kind of shapes to even set it up. I don't know how the fabric's going to fold, and then that's a big problem, right? So that is not a problem because we have a reference here. That's great. But the second problem is that the reference has its own light source. And when we change light source, it's not as simple as just taking the existing shapes and just making it darker or brighter, right? Because depending on light source, the shapes themselves change. But I feel like even if that were the case in reality, like, because art you can kind of get away with quite a bit sometimes. I see people like not even really rendering it, right? They just put a bunch of triangles and stuff and it will still work fine. So even worst case scenario, even if I can't sort of mentally figure out what kind of other, what the actual shapes would be given a backlit sort of light source, we could just potentially take what shapes here and just flip the values or something. So I feel like it should be fine. And then the background this time, even though it is complex buildings like these here, for the most part, they're so far away that I think we can get away with just a bunch of squares. A lot of times, like if it's up close buildings, if you just do squares, like the one I tried to do the thumbnail of over here, where is it? Like if I just do squares, it looks way too flat, right? You need like all the underside of the window openings and this and that. But this is far enough. So that shouldn't be a problem either. So as far as I can tell, everything here is pretty much set up for success. So we'll see. We'll see like how else I can fuck this up. We couldn't get any better than this current setup. We have the anatomy setup. We have the anatomy reference. We have the background reference. We have the bed perspective reference, and everything is fine. We have the bed sheets and the pillows. Dang, watch me fuck this up somehow. Goddamn genius, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, like, I guess we don't know about the colors. But so long as I think of it as like orange and blue contrast and value, like bright and dark value contrast. What's the last one? Hue. Sorry, saturation, right? Hue would be blue and orange. Saturation would... Yeah, I mean, like this, like, it should be fine here. Because I can just take the orange glow here that we see. That would mean light source is yellow. Everything warmer is yellow and orange. Everything brighter is warmer. Everything colder is colder and blue. Anything fancy with the setup on the front? I guess the one thing that might be happening is that the whole thing might look a little bit bluer than I would imagine. Because, so the way I'm processing this is I'm looking at the colors here, right? I'm looking at the colors here and it stands out, the orange stands out quite a bit. And because I'm viewing it like this, instead of including all the escalator and other stuff, it feels like orange takes up quite a big portion of the canvas, because it does, relative to the original. But again, because we're squishing this into just here, and there's no other light source in the front here, technically everything here is in shadow, right? So maybe there's not enough orange than I would like. Does this feel like a very nice, comfortable, warm, soft kind of vibe? Having it be like gray and blue and cold, I don't know if it will convey the same kind of feeling. But going back to the one I was looking at here, maybe we can just be more aggressive with the yellows and oranges. Right, but then we're kind of deviating from reality a little bit. I mean, it's a balance. It's always a balance. So, the whole crisp edge. Yeah, I want the background to slap like this. Like, it needs to be clear edges. Very, very clear. So this time around, I think the colors I'm going to work slightly differently. Because we do have a good set of references, because we have a good layout already, I'm going to block in each individual object here separately, right? So we're blocking the buildings, we're blocking, well, background will be the sky, we're blocking the buildings on top of that, we're blocking the window railings, we're blocking the shelves and the fan and the t-shirt. Then the bed. Then the character, then the blanket, then the pillow. And then each one of them will have their own layer. Each one of those layers will be crisp. The edges will be crisp. And then we'll do the color rough within those. Right? So this way the color rough is still flexible in that we can use markers across many different parts, right? Like we're gonna go across the hair and the skin, for example. But at the very least, each individual section is already cleared up. So that would help a lot in my sort of keeping the vision clear, which is kind of the biggest problem if I just do like a rough thing for the entire thing for color rough, like the one we did before. Before I started cleaning up the edges. Yeah, looking at this, like there's no line. It feels a little bit incomplete just because of that. Even though by all accounts, this should be fine. Maybe like if I had added like a right edge here, but imagining it now, it doesn't really. I feel like it might actually be taking away from. I don't know. What is this thing that I'm missing? I'm not sure. Because this is a crisp edge, right? And there's no line. Suppose it looks fine. Maybe just hit my own stuff, right? Because like stuff here is a little bit fuzzy sometimes. It looks fine. No, but that's only a portion, a tinier portion of it. Everything else is pretty tight. So yeah, do I line or do I not line? Let's just make a decision and see what happens. I think so. The previous one, we didn't bother with lining the background. I lined the characters, and this is what we end up with. I like what's happening here. I don't like what's happening here. Throw the dice. Honestly, George, not a bad idea, because the problem is not necessarily right. We can do. How do I say this? Just do one and see what happens, right? How you feel about it, right? That's kind of what it is. It just feels so stupid that I cannot work this out. Like, we've been here like for so long. This is like one of the core problems I've been tackling and thinking about for so long, and I just cannot work it out. It might really just be one of those problems. Like, if you're the artist, you see all the flaws and you think about all the like you have to work at this skill, right? And you're looking at all these things constantly, and then that just affects the way that you feel about it. Whereas anyone else's art, you're never gonna view it like this and then go across every single pixel like you would for your own thing. Because like the lines here are like broken. It's broken, right? I wouldn't like this if I had drawn the lines like this. It's too thick, it's too broken. It's not consistent. Some like these areas, despite being in the foreground, doesn't have lines. But yet these ones do. But this one doesn't feel like it has lines. But yeah, here it does. It's like, but everything looks fine. It looks great. Since I'm viewing this anyway, I'm just gonna bring it over so it's bigger at least. Yeah, I mean like What did the Haru Urara one felt like? Also, I think I don't have it on hand. Do I have it on hand? Surely I have it on hand. Surely I have it here somewhere. Yeah, it's here. This is before Fix, right? Where's the Fix one that she made? Is this the one? Yeah, is this the one that's fixed? I mean, it's not like she added lines or anything. She just changed the comp. How did she change the comp like this? She showed me, I kind of forgot. Like, I think she cut out the thing and then she just... And then, like, moved it and then repainted. I think. Anyways, hoggers. Did she add lines around it? No, she just pushed it down. Yeah, it didn't actually. Yeah, the city in the distance. I think it was in the original reference. I don't know why I didn't draw it. I think what happened for me was that the values that I used for the cities, I added it to the sky or something, and then the city just kind of faded out, and I didn't want to make it any darker. I think. Anyways. Yeah, I want to have block. Right, because without lines, this is kind of how it would feel like, right? Like, you have all these crisp edges, yes? Right, you have clear edges here for clear shapes, but somehow it just feels incomplete. This just feels incomplete to me. Is it because of this? Maybe this is fine, but this is not fine, but then this is like... And this is throwing me off. And like all these edges in like the darker areas are just kind of a little bit lost. Which also should be the case, because you don't want people to look there. How about this? I think maybe... Okay, so I'm gonna just skip the lines for now. I'm gonna block the colors in. And then we're gonna try to do the color rough without the line. And then if I get to a point where the colors feel fine now, that's like either enough variation, the values are in the right place, the colors and hues and saturation are in the right place. Right, and I can evaluate that by kind of zooming out like this, right, I guess. Then if I zoom back in and I'm like, this place looks incomplete, then maybe I'll put lines here. Maybe I'll do something like that. This way I don't have to put up with the upfront cost of doing lines. And then if we do lines first, then we pretty much can never evaluate what happens if we don't have lines, I suppose. Anyways, yeah, we should probably do that. Maybe that would make the most sense. And then we just have to slowly let this go out, just like all the other times we did something and it sucked. Also, by the way, I never really talked about this, but I'm constantly justifying basically the wolf being on the bed as like the wolf is not really like just your typical wolf. As in like it has a little bit more intelligence where you can literally talk to it and have a conversation. So, but it wouldn't talk back. I think that would spoil the immersion. But like it's smart enough to understand that, you know, you're not gonna track a bunch of dirt onto the bed. But yeah, I'm just constantly trying to justify that because I don't think I will let a dog on my bed. Not without like rigorously cleaning every inch. Hey Ren, huh? Yeah. I think for now it's a he. Not for now. Pretty much it is a he. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I never really thought of the wolf as a stand-in for myself. But also, you will never see... Like, I never intended for it to be the case. I also never really feel like that is the case. But from what I'm drawing, it feels like that is the case. And also, you'll never probably see me draw both my own character and the wolf at the same time. On the same frame, I don't think. Not because I feel like they're the same thing, though. It's just... doesn't feel right to do it for some reason. So maybe deep down that's what I am using it as. But just not very explicitly in my head. Oh, I see. It's a bit bounced. Oh, that's fine. The tail's not visible, that's fine. Nothing else. Is that a wolf transforming meme? I'm getting a whole bunch, actually. I'm not sure which one. Yeah, like, I think this wolf is still kind of small, dude. Holy shit, dude. Like, look at the difference. Oh my god, such a tiny ass picture, but... like, what in the world, dude? Like, look at the size of the head difference. What the... that's insane. Because I know some of these, when they stand up, they're like 1.8 meters long or something. Like almost 2 meters long. But it's kind of hard to sort of understand how that translates into like how big their head is. Compared to like a human head. It's like a fraction. This guy is too small, dude. My god, this guy is too small. I'm gonna have to bump up the size like almost twice if we want it to be this big. I'm not sure if it's necessarily this big. But like the previous one... kinda has that contrast, right? Kinda has the setup there. Right. I can get away. Yeah, I can also get away with not painting the wolf because it's entirely under the bed sheets. So my my lack of competence with the fur rendering is not really gonna be a problem either. By all means, this should succeed. Like, if this doesn't succeed, I'm very curious as to what else can fail here. Everything should be as clear as it could possibly be now. What's that? What's this? A big wolfer. Do they all have the same caption? There's some weirdness going on here. Like, I feel like they all have the same caption. What does it say? The same numbers, dude. 87.5% Grey Wolf, 8.6% Siberian Husky, 3.9% German Shepherd, but it's like a different... clearly a different wolf. Internet is like really weird. Like sometimes, like you can never tell if it's like some weird kind of psyop or someone's trolling, or it's just like, I don't know, some other sort of profit-driven scheme. What's possibly the reason for doing this? Unless this is the same wolf and it's just like the lighting changed this much. No, but like there's the preface is different. Oh no, wait. No, but this A is capitalized. This A is not capitalized. The second half is copy and pasted, but the first half is different. The first one doesn't exist here. Anyways, pretty good shit. I probably hop up here then. I think we are funny. You think maybe it's a meme format or something? Oh, wait a second. I haven't considered the weight on the bed. Is there a lot of area for that? I don't think so. Yeah, just a little bit. I need to consider the weight on the bed. But now that I've seen it, I think I'm not gonna... I probably wouldn't forget about this. I need a little bit of that. Here, everything. Yeah, pretty good. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's see how far I can get tomorrow. Without lines, we would go straight into coloring. With the coloring already being kind of clear, it should be making good progress tomorrow. I'm expecting. So, yeah. Anyways, have a good night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.